they said, okay, see, the king sucked. Like, the king was lame.
I feel like all kings suck. Monarchy is stupid.
Well, whoa.
Sorry, I'll say it. I think any monarchy is stupid.
What about King Charles of England?
Stupid.
What about Prince Harry?
Stupid.
What about the fact that he's not a prince anymore?
Even more stupid. So satisfying.
You make a sound?
I did.
Oi. Oi. Welcome to Satisfying. Let's keep the sound in, huh?
Yeah.
Let's let the people. What is that?
I don't even know.
I
I got nervous that the microphone moved. Why don't you really get comfortable like me and
What
just
do you-
unbutton your pants? Just let them down.
You do just like.
You just saying, well, I'm covering it.
Yeah, that because you're a classy broad.
Yeah, why don't my fupa be showing?
Is that what happens?
No, I'm joking. But no, I always unzip my pants and unbutton whenever I sit down at a restaurant, at work. Always.
I did that when I was a kid, actually.
Yeah.
Upon thinking about it, because my parents thought it was weird that I did it, and that was when I think Lee Jeans had like the big T-shirt campaign that said "Button Your Fly."
Was that?
And they got it for me. They were like, "Oh, you should get this shirt because you don't button your pants."
Okay.
But then, I mean, once I hit double digits, I was like, well, we live in a society.
Nah.
So let's keep our pants buttoned up.
F the society.
Is that what you say? You're like Rage Against the Machine for pants?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's easy access for a dude, right? It's easy.
Is that why?
No, that's not like that's not the reason.
Because like here, that'd be like wildly inappropriate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I just like to make things easier for people. I just want, you know what?
You're a pleaser.
Yeah.
You're ultimately a pleaser.
Yeah.
So you've done this how long?
Since college, probably.
Since college. Like you started at some point in college.
Yeah. Just
You were
feels
like-
good.
Yeah.
It's right.
Maybe like there was like a lecture hall.
Right.
It was specifically long.
Right.
Where'd you go to college?
Ithaca.
Right. So it's Ithaca already.
Right. And someone's sitting next to me and he just kind of puts his hand over.
This would be easier if I just always unbuttoned and unzipped.
Yes, both. You must do. I'm not just unbuttoning. It feels good. I feel like, comfortable. Like the first thing I do when I get home, like when I get home later, taking all my clothes off and putting on something comfortable.
So you're like you said putting on something comfortable.
Like I'm saying, like basically PJs, like cozy pants, like stretchy pants, and like a sweatshirt or a t-shirt.
Right, right. But you're also, I feel like, the opposite of Tobias Funke.
I don't know what Tobias Funke is.
From
It's a person?
he's a character.
Okay.
He was a never nude.
I don't know what that means.
David Cross's character.
You're speaking Chinese
The
currently.
Bunny's in the banana stand.
No. Does not ring a bell.
Arrested Development.
Oh, I never watched Arrested Development.
Oh,
I know.
Nicole, you honestly, like, you specifically
Would love it.
Would love it.
Okay.
Like if you start now, I think it's on Netflix or something. You absolutely
All right.
like you'll start because you like funny.
I do love, who doesn't like funny?
But you like funny where like you can take your mind off everything.
Yes.
And just funny.
Just blank out the rest of the world.
So funny.
Okay.
The jokes per minute on that show.
Or just insane.
Insane.
Would never work today.
I don't know, depending on where it landed.
Would it get canceled over and over and over again?
I guess, but when something is getting canceled multiple times, was it ever really canceled?
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I think, no, it's so good, especially that first 2 seasons that were on TV.
And Jason Bateman was in that, right? And he's like one of my,
Yeah, he was the star.
main, and he's my favorite.
Have you seen the movie Game Night?
Mm-mm.
Oh, dude. So this was like it's Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams.
No.
Jason Bateman, Rachel
who
McAdams.
else?
It's the guy from Jesse Plemons is the next door neighbor.
Is this a newer movie or an old movie?
It's not that old. It's new-ish. It's within the last 5 years for sure.
Okay. I feel like I saw it, but like flipped through it.
It was one of those that I went to. As a matter of fact, it was probably like maybe the winter before the pandemic.
Okay.
Because I remember we were stuck in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I was staying in the city to do the radio show or something because of blizzard or something.
Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah.
coming home. I had a hotel room. We had the afternoon.
Wow.
Went to the movie theater.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know. I guess this weird game night. Like, who wants to watch a movie?
And then you were pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly surprised. I called home. My wife was like, "Is there something wrong? I know you're not coming home."
You're
I
like,
go,
no, me too, man.
"You gotta see this movie, Game Night.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I bought it on Apple when it came out.
Wow. Okay.
It's so good, but it's prime. It's like that. Horrible Bosses.
Yes. Oh, I love Horrible Bosses.
Arrested Development. Like
That
that's
same
all
kind of humor.
prime Jason
Okay.
Bateman.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm on it.
I can't believe Will Arnett. from back to Arrested Development. Will Arnett, Jason Bateman,
All right.
David Cross. What's his name from Larry Sanders? Hey now.
Yeah, him.
You don't know that either.
I don't know. It's just I'm gonna watch. I promise though. But you saying all the cast is not gonna help. It's not gonna make me be like, oh yeah.
All right.
Just saying.
Yeah. But one of the things that makes Tobias is he's a never nude. Mm-hmm. So he never wants to be naked.
Ever.
How
do you shower?
Well, he has like a little pair of jean shorts that he wears.
Into the shower.
Like when he should be naked, he's wearing little jean shorts just because he's not ever comfortable being naked.
I mean, I grew up in a nude family. You know that. My family's not nude, but we all are humans. We all have bodies. Like, who cares? Like, why are we all like... cares? Unzip your pants, walk around nude, let your freak flag fly, baby.
Yeah, but I don't like when people who should be comfortable being naked tell other people we should all be comfortable being naked.
No, it's fine if you're not.
Which is a compliment to you.
Yeah.
Ultimately, but like
yeah.
You saying like when you think of like a nudist colony.
Yes.
Where everyone's naked.
I have a family member actually who was she spent every summer at a nudist colony.
You really did have a naked family.
Yeah.
This is not just comfortable in the shower.
No.
This is like, no, we far prefer. But like nudist colony people are people who
shouldn't be naked.
Right. When they say we should all feel comfortable, I go, you actually believe that.
Like saggy boobs, wrinkly balls. We don't need to see it.
We don't.
Okay.
When you're like, oh, everybody should feel comfortable. It's like, well, Nicole, like the rest of us have issues to deal with.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like me saying, oh yeah, I'm naked all the time. We should all, people be like, what?
Right.
Like when you say it, they go, oh, really? Oh.
I don't know.
When I'm like, if I were to be like, oh yeah, I walk around my house naked all the time.
You think everyone would be like, ew? No.
Oh.
Is that what you think of yourself?
Not only would they say ill, they probably call the authorities to be like, the children are in a dangerous environment. This is disgusting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Right.
It's just not. It's just, and again, that's because I was raised like that. Again, we're not walking around and like eating dinner naked. But
do you ever eat dinner naked?
No.
Okay.
But I'm not running to like hide myself in a towel. Like I can move. Like if I'm getting ready to get in the shower, I take off my clothes. I'm like, oh, I forgot to do this. I'll go to the kitchen and do something naked.
You go read a book or whatever.
I will not do that.
I forgot to read one chapter.
Right.
Yeah.
Matt's not pleased with the way that the children are like. I mean, like. They love being naked. Like
always nudes.
They want to be always nudes.
Yeah.
Not like Tobias.
Tobias.
Did you call him Tobias?
Mm-mm.
Heard you say it twice, so I thought that was part of the joke that his name was Tobias.
No, I think
one Tobias.
Yeah, that's just his first name.
Okay, my bad. Yeah. I've never seen the show.
Yeah, no, sure.
Right, yeah. I would have realized once I sat down.
No reason
watch.
for you to assume knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Or you'd go like, oh, maybe later in the season there's some twist where he becomes Tobias.
Becomes Tobias.
Never,
okay.
never.
No.
But yeah, no, but I still wouldn't like.
He's not pleased with the way that they want it like all the time. Like they don't want to put on cozy clothes. They like just want Keegan wants to run around like butt naked. Parker just wants to run around in underwear and nothing else.
And that's it. Well, I mean, it's comfortable.
It's comfortable.
And they're little kids.
Yeah.
Don't make them ashamed.
But he's saying they're not so little anymore. They're not like babies.
Well, they shouldn't be doing that in other people's houses.
But they don't.
Right. I wouldn't think so.
If we have people over, Keegan does not care. He will run out and he will helicopter that thing.
That's something that you should put the kibosh on.
I mean, we do. We say no, but it's very
fun,
funny.
It's a fun parlor trick.
It is. You know? He can really move that thing way quicker than I would have expected.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
It's just it's unreal.
Is that how he does it?
Moves his hips. I'm sure I'm not doing it justice.
Where did he learn that? Trial and error or from your husband?
I'm going to go ahead and say my husband.
Right. Your husband probably did it when he was like
once.
Right. And Keegan was probably
like, that's awesome.
He's like 2 years old. You don't even know he's picking anything up.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's something that I'm going to learn how to do.
Yeah. I mean, he loves that thing, though. They have a very special bond, his penis and him.
That's good.
His hand is always on it, but most guys are like that. And I often ask him if it fell off. Are you just checking to see if it fell off? It's still there. Take your hand out of your pants. He loves his dick.
I mean, but listen. He's got his hands down his pants, and he looks over at you, and you're like, okay, time to sit down. Oof,
feels so good. Try it. Just do it right now while we're here. Just try it. I'm not going to see anything. You're behind a desk.
I think I'll be fine.
No, just see if it feels good.
It's open. It feels great.
Oh, you're that nervous about unbuttoning your pants?
Well, I'm not.
I didn't tell you to take your thing out.
No, because this feels like you're trying to start something. You're trying to start a vibe. You're trying to start something.
Right.
Right? You're just, come on.
Right.
Right. This is how,
you feel peer pressured.
This is how casting couches start. Okay?
That's right. I won't see anything. Just come on.
You see what I'm saying?
See if it feels good.
Everybody in this town does it.
We're all doing it.
Trust me when I tell you.
It's the norm.
Everybody I sit with.
It's not that big of a deal. You're making it a big deal. It's not.
I don't know why you're doing it.
Do it.
I'm being gaslit. Have you ever like had your pants undone in a place where you're like, oh, I shouldn't have been this comfortable this fast?
No. I mean, sometimes I will forget, like if we're at a restaurant, especially if we're in a nice restaurant.
You do it at restaurants?
Oh, yeah. You didn't know this about me?
Well, no, so when I just said, have you ever done it in a place you shouldn't have done it? And you said, no, you just are not understanding.
Maybe I'm not aware.
Societal norms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll forget. And then I almost think, it almost feels like only I know and no one else is looking at me. And of course, when you're in a public place, people look around. So I'll stand up and as I start walking, I'm like, damn. And I start to zip up and do my pants. But I just, yeah.
Is that a thrill for you at all to know that like that's open and I know, but nobody else knows?
No.
Nope.
This is just who I am.
It's just comfort.
It's
not a thrill. It's not sexual.
No.
It's just comfort.
It's just straight up comfort.
So what do people, when you're at dinner with them and you get up and you're
no one ever notices but Matt. And he's like, Jesus Christ. It makes him so angry.
Well, it's classless.
Whatever.
You know.
Have we met?
No, that's true.
Come on.
That's true.
I'm not trying to be classy. That's not really my vibe.
No.
I am who I am. Love me or leave me.
And I do. Okay. And I do. And I'm not leaving.
Okay.
I'm staying right here.
And you got to love me with my pants undone and all.
Yeah. So you've never been in a situation where you're zipping up your pants and going like, oh, that person probably doesn't understand.
Well, I said, I once when I was in the studio and I was leaving, there was, we have a Catholic channel at SiriusXM. Shout out. Love them. They're also great. But they were coming to use our studio after, and I was leaving the boys from the mashup. And I realized as I opened the door, I didn't zip up to my pants, and I zipped up as I looked a nun right in the face. And I went, great show, guys. So it looked like
a construction site.
Or it looked like we had just done...
Great show, boys.
Yeah. It looked like we had just done something inappropriate.
Right. And they were going to have to cast the sin out of the room before they started the Catholic show.
They saged that place.
Yeah.
The Hail Marys.
Yeah, they probably
Not Hail Marys. Is it Hail Marys?
You can Hail Mary.
With your rosary?
Sure, you can Hail Mary.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm Jewish.
Hail her.
Hail Mary.
No, but what they would probably do is find some like... You know what they do? They'd bring you into one of those like closets that you used to do like... music shifts out of.
Oh, like the ice boxes.
Right. And they'd sit you down for confessional. You got to talk to us about what happened now.
Yeah.
Because if you talk to them about your sins and tell them what you did, you're good to go.
Okay. So I could be like, hey, I murdered this person in cold blood.
Yes. If you tell them, if you confess to
it.
Well, they'll tell you, 6 Hail Marys, da-da-da. Like they'll give you a list of things to do.
When do they do the thing with like they hold a cross, and say the power of Christ compels you, like in The Exorcist?
Yeah, you're thinking of an exorcism.
Okay, that's only with an exorcism.
That would be.
I need one.
Right. So like, I was more thinking just like you had done a standard sin.
Okay.
And you go to a confessional, and that's if a demon from hell.
Right.
Possesses your soul and takes control of your body,
right?
Then you would need an exorcism.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
okay.
It doesn't happen as often.
No.
Like most of the people that I know who are Catholic, I'm not Catholic, but most of the people that I know who are Catholic, maybe they'll go to confession. Maybe it'll be a little too long between their confessions.
Right.
They'll be confirmed as a kid. Go to confirmation.
Yeah.
But no, none of them have had to go through an exorcism.
Okay.
So that's not...
Just checking.
I think, what do? You see The Exorcist.
Yeah.
It's your introduction
to... is that still a thing? Like, people
exorcism?
Are like that, like, you could, like... We don't go into a phone book, but you could, like, Google, I need an exorcist, and, like, you could find someone who actually says that they do exorcisms.
There are people who exorcise.
Okay.
Right. Exorcise.
Right. Exorcise, not exorcise.
Exorcisms are a thing. They've never been, like... part of the church package.
Right.
Like even back in the day, it's not like, it's a one-stop shop. We marry.
Yeah.
We'll do your
funerals.
Confirmation, funeral. If you need an exorcism, we got
you covered, right.
Yeah. But it's more like that sort of, you go in deep.
Okay.
There are people who it's their specialty. I think it's South America.
That's a big thing there.
Yeah, because that's a bigger part of the faith is like keeping demons away and stuff like that.
And the devil lives in South America on the beach?
No, the devil makes his permanent residence in hell. Right, okay. But the demons from hell or the spirit of Lucifer might pop up, more in South America.
Who knew we were going to do some religious studies right here on
It's important to know.
It is.
It's really important to know. But I mean, this is not like you are not. I've never thought that you were
needed an exorcism.
Possessed.
Okay, good.
Right? Because that's more.
Yeah.
You know, you could use a lot of time in the confessional.
Yeah,
you know, it'd probably take a while.
Yeah,
and it'd be many years of Hail Marys.
Okay, that's how much I'd get. Wait, did you see the documentary that I think it was on Netflix? It was like a while. It was at the end of last year. I think we watched it about the kid who was infamously possessed, and they had the two people come in, and that he's dead now. But the brother said
Rest
that they
peace.
felt like the parents were kind of urging him to like act like this, but then like some people believe he really was. I don't know. I can't think of the name.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, I'll find it.
A lot of those stories, though, like the Conjuring stories. I don't know if you've seen any of the Conjuring movies. Anything in the Conjuring universe?
Yeah.
We're talking Conjuring 1, 2, 3.
Right.
We're talking Annabelle.
Right.
We're talking, you know, all of.
I didn't know those were related, but now I know.
You did not know that?
You know, I'm not like a horror film buff like you.
I know. But the Conjuring series centers around the Warrens, which were a group of like ghost hunters /
maybe it was
exorcists
about the Warrens.
It's possible.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like the Conjuring movies are true stories. They also had a lot to do with the Amityville case.
Okay.
That the Amityville horror is based on.
Yes.
But those 3 Conjuring movies are all based on true stories that were told by the Warrens, whether you believe or you don't believe.
I wonder how, like...
So there really is an Annabelle.
Okay.
Like there's a real Annabelle doll.
They didn't bury it or burn it?
No. So what but the Annabelle doll doesn't look nearly as creepy as she does in the movie.
In the movie, they make her creepier.
Yeah. The real Annabelle is like a Raggedy Ann doll.
Oh, okay.
But what the Warrens did was they took the haunted objects from every place that they went to, and then they built like a room in their house that they kept under lock and key, and in that room was everything. So like that case that Annabelle was in that says do not touch, that 100% exists.
What happens if you touch it?
Maybe possessed by Annabelle. I can't tell you for sure.
Do we know?
I never touched it, but it's one of my biggest regrets in life.
For not touching it?
Was that it's not that far away. It's in New York, I think, maybe upstate or something.
Let's go.
Well, Elizabeth Warren is either dead or sick.
I'm almost positive the thing that I was talking about based on the Warrens, and they were the one that tried to exorcise this kid.
I believe that. But they used to, like on Halloween, open up the house.
And now they don't.
And you could go to the Warrens, and like the son-in-law, I think, was really spearheading it, but Elizabeth was there too.
Okay.
And she would like talk to a room. You'd go to the house.
Yes.
You'd pay your ticket, whatever. And then a room full of you would hear her stories. And then at the end, you'd get to go on a tour of the room.
Which makes it feel like it is kind of made up if you're making money off of it.
Well, what you got to eat?
You do.
You know?
You do.
I mean, is this fake? We're not making money off of it. So
no.
maybe.
I don't know. I just feel like that kind of like it, what's the word? Like it dilutes it a little bit. Like by making it turns into this like kitschy thing. It's like this.
No, I get it. I think that they started doing that more after the movies came out.
Okay.
And it became like
more
popular, of a thing.
Right.
And yeah.
How do we think the devil chooses who he's going to possess?
Probably vulnerable people.
So like me. Do you think I'm vulnerable to Lucifer? Do you think that Lucifer could get a hold of me?
Yeah, but if Lucifer got a hold of you, it'd be like, I'm going to make you do this. And you'd be like, I done that.
Yeah. So maybe not. Maybe I'd be child's
play. It'd be a total
play.
waste. Yeah, he'd get into your black soul.
Yeah.
And go, this is already.
It is tarnished.
Yeah, there's nothing.
It's black as night in here.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing for me to.
You did that? I can't even make you do that.
Yeah, I would never have done that.
Oh my God. Lucifer would be in me just totally judging, shaming me for what I've done in the past.
That's right. He'd be like, oh, I'm going to possess this woman.
Oh, hell
and
no.
I'm going to make it so she loses her kid. And then she'll blame her other kid. She's already done that.
Yeah.
She's already.
Well, okay. Yeah.
All right. Is there anybody else in the building?
Yeah.
Is there any?
Yeah.
Maybe I go to another apartment.
Yeah, this is not working for me.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I think you could be possessed. But
like fights, orgies. I see all sorts of horrible things in here.
Weekly? It's happening all the time. I think that would be the issue. That's why I think you're more prone to cults.
The cults, we've discussed that, yeah.
Yeah. Than that. But did that ever freak you out as a kid? Like demons or ghosts or possessions?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe in ghosts and spirits very much.
To this day.
To this day.
What makes you believe in them?
I did have an experience not with a ghost.
Sex ghost?
With a clock. So when I found out,
we've all clocks are things.
Listen, when I was 11, my grandfather died, and it was the first person that died in my life.
Rest in peace.
So yes, rest in peace, Pop. So when my dad woke me up that morning and brought my sister in to tell me that Poppy had passed away. Mm-hmm. So I remember like opening my eyes and looking at my clock, being like, "It's 7:17. Get out of here, Dad! Like I'm sleeping."
I already love where this is going.
And he told us and whatever. And then after that, I just would see it all the time. And my mom was like, you're super aware of that time because that's when you found out. So cut to, I see it constantly. And one day they were redoing my room. And when I got home from school, I walked in and like they had done the wallpaper and things. They'd unplugged everything. I walked in and the thing was flashing 12, as it does when you unplug it. And as I walked towards it, it started flashing 7:17. I called my mom up. She saw it.
And it said 7:17?
7:17. So you're telling me. And Matt used to live in, and when he was married many years ago before me.
Yeah.
He also lived in what they said was a haunted house. And you call him right now. He saw this man, a soldier from like the Civil War, walking up the stairs. Looked over, he was all alone.
Wearing the Confederate flag?
I don't know if he was wearing the Confederate flag.
Because if so, that was probably just one of Matt's relatives.
Right, just one of his boys.
Yeah.
He saw him up there and he looked at Matt and then he kept walking.
Whoa.
Yeah. You don't believe? I hate you. Come on.
I mean, I'm willing. I love the stories.
Okay.
I love scary movies.
Yes.
I love hearing about people who have had experiences. I have had no experiences.
Right. So you just feel like you can't.
I mean,
you question it.
I listen to others.
Okay. You listen to me.
But like,
what do you think? Matt was just tripping on something? Probably.
Yeah. I mean, that's very easy to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very likely. I've had other friends that are like, they swear by it.
But then
there's a wrestler, Baron Corbin, who's told me stories about because he's obsessed with like the occult and everything.
Do you think he's making it up?
No, I don't. I don't think you're making up your 7:17 thing. But I hate to go full. I don't know, Neil deGrasse Tyson or something where you're
Neil deGrasse Tyson me.
There's probably like logical.
Yeah, no, there's not.
Okay.
But when Matt ran down the street to his mother-in-law after he saw that man. He ran down because he was home alone, and he was freaked out. And they were like, "Hi, Justin." She was like, "Oh, you saw whatever Arnold, whatever his name was. Like other people had seen him in that house." Just saying.
I don't.
Okay, Neil. Relax, Neil.
Shouldn't have brought up
You're
NDT.
No fun.
No, I know.
You should not have brought up NDT. Is that how you like your boys with him? That's
NDT. Yeah. No, I just haven't. I would love to have a more concrete experience. But
do you think, like, because of all the horror films that you've seen, do you think that if something scary happened and you saw a ghost, you had an experience, that you'd be like, oh, cool? Or would you be scared?
I feel like if I thought it was real, I'd be scared. It feels like it would feel very like, I don't know, like they were in your space.
Right.
And you didn't really have control over it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'd be scared if that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But also skeptical.
Yeah.
You know? I'm kind of fairly skeptical.
When we were in Vegas for like some award show, it was like maybe the
AVNs.
No, we were there years ago. It was for like the MTV Awards or something, Video Awards or Music Awards, whatever. And I got lost. There was a convention center was being built, and I got lost. And I was calling all the people I work with, being like, "Someone needs to come. Help me! I cannot." Every time I turned a corner, it was like another long hallway,
like the maze in The Shining.
And I literally called at one point. I was like, I definitely see the Shining twins. They're down the hall. I was running everywhere. I had a few drinks, but like, you don't hallucinate from booze.
What else was in your system?
It doesn't matter. And you could ask any of the guys that they were looking for me for like hours.
Yeah.
Couldn't find me. But the Shining twins were there. They found me.
Well, people like Las Vegas, I feel like, is a spot where there's a lot of haunted places, a lot of old buildings, and a lot of funky stuff happened in Vegas, with the mob and everything.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. So that building used to be an old mob hangout. Okay. And when my parents lived in Los Angeles, they remember the restaurant that it used to be. And it was this mob restaurant. And when the Comedy Store took it over, there's a room under, like in the basement, but it's a whole area of like concrete rooms.
Okay.
And they said that like this is where the mob would bring people down to murder and torture them in that building.
Sounds lovely.
they turned those rooms into the podcast studios
Oh.
for the Comedy Store. So I got to go down there. Like, if you go to the podcast that I cut after WrestleMania last year,
yeah,
it's in one of the Haunted Mafia rooms.
Is it got a weird vibe?
No.
Now it's cool.
I don't. Yeah.
No ghosts. No 717s.
I mean, it was like
Civil War soldiers.
No, it was a weird, eerie kind of concrete room underground. But
like
maybe because WrestleMania was so good,
right?
That they were like, yeah, we're not going to haunt this.
Or maybe no ghost
podcast.
would ever try to get you because they know that like
I'm the man.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really the reason.
And I might fuck them up.
Right.
You never know.
What would you say if a ghost came up to you?
What's up, fucker?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I can
and they'd
see
probably
it.
go like,
you showed them. Yeah.
No beef. No beef.
No.
No beef.
We're going to go back into the wall. Pretend this never happened.
But there are comedians that wouldn't go down to the podcasts because they know the history of the building. And they're like, no, I don't go down there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll record something outside. I'll record something on the deck. But I'm not going down there.
I'll do it.
Whoa. You are so bad at it. Would you spend a night down there?
No.
By yourself?
No. I would do it maybe with you.
Nice.
You want to spend a night down in the cellar with me? I would do it with somebody, but not happily, but I'd do it. Like, am I getting money? Is it a bet?
Right. Maybe we'd at least throw some cameras up there, make some content.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But I feel like you would get freaked out like
Easily,
by anything.
Yes, any noise, any creak.
And it would you'd think you were haunted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can convince myself of anything if you haven't realized that.
I'm sure. I wonder because I've been looking up a bunch of stuff about the French Revolution. You know, I just watched that movie because the French Revolution, first of all, rules.
Okay. I've never heard anybody explain any historical event or war or as it rules.
French Revolution rules.
It rocks, man.
It's
why?
Wow, it's just a wild thing that happened that this monarchy that had been around for 1,000 years, the Age of Enlightenment kicks in. The French folk realize that like there are haves and there are have-nots.
French folk,
right? And there are only a few up here. There's the clergy and the royal family up here.
That's all.
And then all of us, like literally 99% of the population,
the have-nots,
have nothing.
Yes.
And the idea is, well, God wanted these people to be rich, and He wanted these people to be poor. There's there's no mobility,
right?
And you just accept it, and it's okay. You just follow what the king says because the king comes from God.
That is such BS, man.
Well, that's what they said. So France was in debt because they went to war with England in the 7 Years' War.
Right.
And they lost.
Okay. Oof.
And they lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Then a little thing called the American Revolution happens. Okay. And France goes, yeah, we hate England because they beat us in a war.
Yeah.
So, hey, America, I know you're trying to do your thing and the British are trying to stop it. Here's some money. Let us fund this war.
Like it.
And America goes, great, we'll take that money. And America wins the war.
Okay.
And France is like, yeah, the money. And America's like, right, that was a gift, not a loan.
Oh.
And so France is like, okay, we're such
a-holes.
Yeah. Yes, it was the beginning. From the Revolutionary War.
Jerks.
And then France gets to this point where the poor, like prices on everything goes up.
Mm-hmm.
The poor have no money.
Mm-hmm.
The way the system works is the poor are the ones who get taxed. The clergy and the rich folks don't get taxed at all.
Makes total sense.
Then they get like a couple of bad winters, so no crops.
Oh no.
So now you got people starving.
No.
And this thing progresses until there's a revolution where that 98% uprises and they take over.
They're like, yo, we ain't doing this anymore.
But so quickly, they themselves become tyrants. And it becomes this thing where like anybody who believes in religion at all, you're an enemy. This is the new state. Now you're an enemy.
Right.
We're going to execute the king. We're going to execute Marie Antoinette.
And
they kept sending people to the guillotine. Chop off their head. Chop off their head. And it just got wilder and wilder and wild. And then that gives rise to Napoleon. But I bring this up first.
I was going to say, if you had been my history teacher in school, I would have done way better.
With stories. That's why they're so great. They're great stories. But I was thinking about it recently. I've thought about it before because Les Mis.
Right. And the French Revolution rocks.
It fucking rules.
Okay.
Okay? But Les Mis is the best musical ever.
It's really good. I love that you've seen it.
Seen it.
Like on Broadway or only the movie?
Both.
Okay.
It's awesome. I love Les Mis.
So worldly.
Very worldly.
It's a great song. A great song. It's a great
They're
show.
all great songs.
Yeah, all the songs are great.
Except the Russell Crowe ones.
I dreamed a dream. I'm not doing it. Okay, I know.
Gone by.
No, I'll do it.
Okay,
but it
all
was
right.
so
No,
good.
you're right. So that I think was, I was like, I got to find out more about this French Revolution.
Okay.
You know, that these people singing the songs of angry men. Why are these men so angry? Let me look up this French Revolution stuff.
Okay.
And then I was watching Napoleon over the weekend.
It's good or eh?
It's good because of the battles. Joaquin Phoenix plays Napoleon. Napoleon is like real good at putting battles together.
Okay.
You know, he comes up with real good plans, except his wife keeps cheating on him.
Well, I mean, little guy, little you know what, so.
You think that's what it was?
Probably.
And he's going off to war.
It could have even been micro. Has there anything been written about him? I mean, I guarantee he had a micro penis.
Napoleon?
Yeah.
Bonaparte?
Yeah. Not just short.
Micro penis.
Micro penis.
Because the Napoleon complex does
come from that.
Yeah, but it's like if you're short but well equipped, you're probably fine.
Yeah, I don't care if you're short. If that thing is good to go, we're good to go.
Doesn't matter.
I can deal with a short guy.
If anything, like slightly above average but short looks even bigger.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
So he
forced perspective.
Yes, exactly. So he didn't fight in them. He just made the plans.
No. He fought in them too.
Okay,
Yeah. He was the commander and everything.
Okay.
That's how he rose to power. But I wonder how many places in France are totally haunted. If all that stuff is real, if like the old mafia places are haunted because of all the murders, and the old like those European countries where the buildings are thousands, like the Tower of London. I've been in the Tower of London.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, they did tours of the Tower of London.
Yeah.
But it was literally, this is where people were tortured. This is where people were captured. Like,
there's no way that they're not.
They've got to be, right? Buckingham Palace has to be littered with ghosts.
There's an old insane asylum. Like, I feel like it's right across from where we live on the Upper East Side. Like
I thought it was 1221 Avenue of the Americas.
No, that is where we work is an insane asylum. That Matt took Parker for like a bike ride around, and then they went over to Roosevelt Island, and they got lost. And all of a sudden, they're around this old. It's like it is deserted. It is like empty. There's like some like crackheads hanging out there. And all I can tell you is. She was like, "Daddy, be okay?" He was like, "No." He couldn't even be like, "Cool, like I got this, kid." He was like, "We're gonna die here. This is over." Like he was so scared.
We're done.
No, but they did get back. But he was like, "I've never been so scared in my life." Even just like being near it felt like there was stuff going on in there.
Is that because it's haunted and has ghosts or crackheads?
It's probably both. It's probably a combination.
Because a lot of times people think, "Oh, this place is haunted," but it's crackheads.
Just riddled with crackheads, right? Yeah,
that could be
and junkies.
Yeah, but you don't care about the French Revolution like that.
No, I mean, when you just told me, that's what I said. I would have done. Yeah, the way you tell me the story is better than the textbooks or my history teachers in high school told me.
I mean, there's many more details to it. I could go on.
I mean, I know you could.
I could go on and on.
Go ahead. Give me one more little piece. Yeah, I know you're dying to.
The way it happened was, they said, okay, see, the king sucked. Like, the king was lame.
I feel like all kings suck. Monarchy is stupid.
Well, whoa.
Sorry, I'll say it. I think any monarchy is stupid.
What about King Charles of England?
Stupid.
What about Prince Harry?
Stupid.
What about the fact that he's not a prince anymore?
Even more stupid. There's no point, man. Like, there's no point in the monarchy. Like, I get it. It was like tradition, but like.
But what if it's an absolute monarchy where the monarchy actually rules? It used to be, before there was British
presidents or parliaments or.
It was like the monarchy actually did rule. And that's what you're dealing with in France, right? The monarchy was supposed to rule, but the king, I think he was Louis XIV, was such a lame duck that he didn't know how to fix anything.
Right.
And so he kept trying, when everybody was going broke and going hungry, he was like exactly. Exactly. Everything he did failed.
Oh, poor guy.
So he called this like tribunal, which was in place, but it hadn't been used in like 170 years or something like that. Because kings would be like, no, I'll just solve this problem.
Yeah.
And the tribunal was, you get the royals together, you get the clergy together, and then you get the citizens together.
Okay.
And they each represent a group.
Right.
And each has one vote. Right?
All right.
And that's how they solve what's going on in this government. Here's a problem. The clergy makes up like 1% of the population. The royals make up like 1% of the population. The citizens make up 98% of the population.
That's why it's stupid.
Equal votes throughout.
It's not equal.
Meaning the royals and the clergy can just say, okay, 2-1, we win. 2-1, we win. 2-1, we win. So then they were like, well, we're going to just branch off and start our own thing. And so the king was like, well, I'm going to lock the room so you can't meet. So you know what they did?
What?
You're going to love this.
Okay.
They just went to a tennis court.
A tennis court?
They met in a tennis court.
Really?
Yeah. And they were like, we'll just have our meeting there.
Yeah, we don't care.
Who cares if you lock that room? We'll just meet in this tennis court. And they met in the tennis court and that's how the whole thing went.
It's stupid because, like, you want someone to make decisions about your life and your country's life based on them knowing what they're doing, not bloodline. Right? Because
unless it's the bloodline like Roman Reigns' bloodline.
Right. Then we're okay.
Right.
No, I'm just saying.
I appreciate the yes and.
Yes. Well, you did teach me finally about Roman Reigns. You were very upset I didn't know who he was, but I do know who he is now.
Head of the table.
Yeah. But I just feel like if it's bloodline, like think about how many like schmucks you have in your family.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like,
oh, yeah.
I mean, I love my family very much, but like they shouldn't be ruling the country.
Right. Like even if you were like, man, grandpa would have been a great leader. Yeah. You look at your dad.
Like what if I ruled a world, picture me.
I know.
Because like my dad was the ruler. This is not working.
My dad would have been a good ruler.
Yeah, I bet your dad would have been.
I would have been a great ruler.
Sure.
Positive.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how the kids are because I am trying to institute a strong bloodline.
I mean, I think you're doing a great job.
I appreciate that. Right now, it feels like my son.
He's the man.
Would be a great ruler.
He's the man.
So I think we're on a really
I like that that's how
track.
You're raising him. Just raising him to rule.
The Roberts are an important family.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You're trying to populate the world with good people.
Good people, that's all. People. Hey, speaking of Roman Reigns, I don't know if you've even kept up with this, but something that has been fascinating to me watching wrestling, but I'd love your perspective from just the celebrity aspect of it is, have you heard anything about like The Rock being back in wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay. This isn't like a trap. This isn't for you. Like you should know this.
You can tell that I'm getting nervous.
Yeah, no. I honestly want your opinion on this. So he's a bad guy now that he's back. He's a villain.
What he wasn't before.
No, he was always a hero. Because people love The Rock.
Yes, I think I knew that.
And they get so excited to see The Rock back.
He's a nice guy.
He's the best. Except he came back and he was like, I'm going to main event WrestleMania. Isn't that great news? And this was the one time ever that wrestling fans were like, no, we want Cody Rhodes to main event WrestleMania. We don't want you to main event WrestleMania. And
the fans said that.
The fans.
Okay.
So he was like, Rock's here for WrestleMania. Boo. They said boo. And then they started chanting, we want Cody. They started chanting, Rocky sucks.
How could you do that to him? I bet his heart was hurt. His feelings were hurt bad.
Well, if he shows his hurt by hurting, then you're right. And hurt people hurt.
Yes,
that is a thing.
Yeah.
Because what is so amazing to me about this whole thing is that to see a bad guy wrestler do this stuff is one thing. But to see the biggest action star on the planet, like he was showing up, he showed up to Phoenix and he goes, hey guys, congratulations. You just set the record. And everybody goes, yay. And he goes, for the most crackheads and meth addicts in the country. And he's like calling the audience crackheads. He's like, "You're a meth addict," and then he goes like
because that's part of him being the bad guy.
Yeah, except he's still calling people crackheads. And then he goes, you want to go one-on-one with the great one? He goes, you know what? Every woman here wants to go one-on-one with the great one. He's pointing to himself, and the women start to kind of cheer. And he goes, calm down, you crackhead Karens. You can't handle The Rock's 22 inches.
These lines are epic. 22 inches, my ass. That's cute.
I mean, 2 weeks before, when he officially turned villainous, he said that they had set an indoor attendance record. And people started cheering, yeah. And he goes, it's an indoor attendance record for the biggest collection of trailer park trash that The Rock has ever seen.
So do you think...
and then he looks in the crowd and somebody's booing him. He goes, keep booing me. I'll slap the herpes off your lip.
Oh!
And it's like, this is a guy who was trying to, who's like Mr. Nice Guy. Hey, me and Kevin Hart have a buddy comedy. Yeah. And now he's like, I'll slap the herpes off your lip.
I mean, I love it. I feel like two things. I feel like because that's not who he is, even though we know that wrestling is not real.
Well,
it is.
What if it's more real?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, what's more real?
What?
The fact that Dwayne Johnson might get mad at somebody and want to slap the herpes off their lip, or the fact that he's always, hey guys, I'm friends with you.
Okay, fair point.
You know,
I just feel
the
like
411 is not real.
It's not real.
It's not.
But when I picture him, because I feel like he is like generally like a good guy in real life.
He seems that way.
Get off the stage, get out of the ring, and is just like, oh God, like that hurt my heart to do that.
He seems to really enjoy it.
You think so?
Because he knows, because like when I just said the lines to you.
Yeah.
You got excited.
Well, it's just, that is not. Those are the lowest blows I've heard in a minute.
That's what's fun though. I think if he was like halfway going there, he might get that.
It wasn't
feeling.
Just losers. Like he went really
crackhead Karens,
herpes, meth heads.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are on meth.
I mean, those are some strong
crackheads and meth addicts,
along with some herpes on the side.
Herpes on the lips.
Ugh.
I mean, it's so wild. Like,
but also
Tom Cruise would never.
No, Tom Cruise is a whole different.
Tom Cruise going, shut up, you meth addicts.
No,
although he almost did to Matt Lauer in that one interview.
Oh my gosh,
you're being glib, Matt Lauer, you crackhead.
Glib. Who says the word glib?
You're being glib.
Glib. Wait a minute. But
he's literally, The Rock has been on his Instagram
saying these things.
He's, Cody's whole thing is like, I'm going to WrestleMania to finish the story, and everybody's going, yeah, Cody, finish the story. And Rock is on his Instagram cutting a promo, and he goes, Cody, fuck your story.
Oh, dear.
No beeps, no nothing. Just fuck your story, Cody.
I mean, so he's sticking to the. I mean, he is like,
awesome.
Okay, so I also feel like he's got nothing to lose. Like, he is so beloved. He is so rich. He is so successful. Who cares at this point? Just throw caution to the wind.
And in part of the deal that he just signed,
yeah,
I should.
Okay, you wanna look it up.
He just signed a deal, right? So he's a member of the board of directors with TKO. That's the company that owns WWE. Mm-hmm. And he got the trademark to his name. So he now actually, WWE doesn't own The Rock anymore. Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, I feel like you might have told me this.
Owns the trademark to The Rock.
Which makes him even more money because he's not rich enough.
Way more, and he can go, but I'm going to see.
Like how much?
No, as it turns out, yeah.
What?
These are all the trademarks that he got.
Wow.
He owns Rocky Maivia. Some of these you're going to love. That's what I'm reading. Rocky Maivia, Team Corporate, Rock Nation, The Nation. Here's some. He owns the trademark to Rudy Poo.
Rudy Poo?
He owns the trademark to Candy Ass.
Well, Candy Ass, that's what he says. But what's Rudy Poo?
Rudy Poo, Candy Ass.
That's what they go together.
Yeah, and he decided to do 2 separate trademarks.
Okay.
He owns the Great One.
Wow, that's a biggie.
He owns the People's Elbow. He owns It Doesn't Matter What. He owns Blue Hell. What in the blue hell? He owns Blue Hell.
Oh my god!
And he owns the most electrifying man in sports and entertainment.
Wow.
Plus more. I mean, plus way more.
I feel like trademarks are like websites, though. Like
grabthem.com.
Everybody has there's people that have gone out and bought 1 million of them.
Yeah.
For no reason, even if it means nothing to them, just so when somebody comes after it, they can get paid for it.
That's the point, though.
I know.
And then eventually, I think that's one of the ways Mark Cuban
made a lot of money.
First started making money. Like I think he started buying up and it was just nothing.
Right.
Sandwich.com, pickle.com.
Yeah.
Just all this stuff.
Basic stuff.
Yeah, because ultimately, if internet business is going to work, what, if you're Vlasic, you like Vlasic?
Love me. I love pickles.
Right. Now imagine if I'm a pickle company and I own the URL to pickle.com. How much is that worth to me? Well,
a lot.
Okay. Mark Cuban is going to be the one to set that.
Which could be fun. Just to sit down with Mark Cuban and kind of negotiate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably wouldn't end well.
No, because you go, man, pickle.com, that'd be really good for you, wouldn't it?
Need that, don't you?
Yeah. And of course.
How bad you want it?
Your negotiating skills. Yeah, I really do. I need it bad.
Oh, yeah. Bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And the trademarks are the same way.
Yeah. I need some trademarks.
For what?
I don't know.
Biggins?
Yeah.
Do you own Biggins?
No.
You should.
Why? It's not my name.
Well, it can be. You can own it.
Wait, Matt met somebody the other day in business. He was working with somebody and he realized that Matt Ryan was Matt Biggins and he's a huge fan of Jim and Sam and Matt wanted to kill somebody. Oh, he was so excited.
I saw I love
Matt Biggins.
Are you Matt Biggins?
That's what he said. And Matt's like, no, I'm Matt Ryan, but yes, I'm Matt Biggins.
How is he doing, by the way?
He's not doing great.
No?
No, we had the knee surgery on Friday night. The pain blocker didn't work.
No.
Which I didn't think it was a thing, but
yeah, you'd think it was just
Really, you can't say.
I've never heard of that.
Me neither. It's part of the deal. Like you put someone under, you put like a pain block in, so when you cut them open, that usually stays in you for whatever part of your body that it's getting worked on.
Otherwise, it's like, what is this? The Nick?
It's like
the 1910.
I feel like it was longer ago. 1910. Did they even have like stuff to numb you?
That's what I mean. Like,
I don't know.
Like, is this like they would do surgeries in the amphitheater with all like that? And
yeah, basically that. Because when I got there, I even went on Instagram and was like, "All right, guys, we're here." Blah blah blah. It took forever, but like I'm gonna get some good footage. Like all excited to get funny footage.
You thought it was gonna be a cute social media thing.
I thought it was gonna be funny to video him when he came out of like anesthesia, just like David from the dentist.
You're thinking David from the dentist.
It was not.
No.
He was like the exorcist. His eyes were rolling back in his head. He's flailing. The nurses are holding him down.
Anyway, I just want.
That's what happened. And I had to delete.
Is he okay?
Yep. And then the surgeon came in. He's like, "Yeah, sorry. Sometimes this happens." I wanted to knock this little.
Was he little?
He was. He looked like super. Like he looked like he had just come off the boat in Nantucket. That's the only way to describe him. He had like a Patagonia vest, and like he just was annoying me.
Kind of like the guy Matt Biggins wants to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was saying the surgery went great. Well, when we got in, like,
not great.
Yeah, he was supposed to do one surgery, ended up having to do a different one. And the pain block didn't work. And then he was like, "Well, knock him back out," he says. So they put something in. All of a sudden, he's like, and I was like, "Now what do I do?"
Were you just Michael Jacksoning him?
Oh yeah, he had to be Michael Jackson. I was like, propofol that boy down. It needed to happen. It was terrifying.
Yeah.
But I was like, you guys can't release him to me like this. I am not a doctor.
I'm not equipped for this.
No. And then once he got home, he's doing better now, but he's just a total a-hole.
He is?
He's not a nice person. He's the worst patient ever.
Really?
If he gets a cold, he's like, I'm frozen to the core, slowly dying. Mama, please make me some chicken noodle soup.
That might be how guys are, though. Like,
yeah, it's man sick. Man sick, you think is worse than when we get sick. You feel it worse.
Whoa.
Okay.
First of all.
You do, I know.
Whoa.
No, not whoa.
It doesn't seem like your bedside manner is probably that great.
No, my bedside manner is good until you're nasty to me, and then I will show you who's nastier. F around and find out.
You'll win.
I will. Oh, I always win anyways.
You do?
Yeah, in this relationship.
Well, yeah. I mean, I see all that jewelry on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not bad. I don't really ask for help.
Okay, but like, let's say you have a flu.
I don't ask for help. I'm like, no, I'm fine. But I do lie there, right? And I have these moments where I go, you know, I think this is it. I think this is probably forever.
No.
Maybe I'll never get better.
No.
Like that is what's going through my mind the entire time.
Like when Matt
I'm not mean to people.
Okay.
I'm not asking for anything.
But it's that general...
I'm keeping it to myself. It's almost like when an animal walks away from the rest of the animals just to die on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I get
hurt.
Right. If I get a cold, I'm like, you guys better leave me alone.
Yeah.
This is it.
Just let me go. Leave me here.
Yeah.
You guys have a good life.
Yeah.
When he gets a cold.
Don't mourn me.
I'll miss you. Thank you for the good years. He gets a cold and is like, he needs to be wrapped up. He needs to be fed. He can't leave the bed. Like, I get sick and it sucks. I go on the air with no voice. Like, I'll be like talking like this. I can't breathe. I'm hacking up a lung. I'm blowing my nose. I never stop. Moms just keep going through. They just keep working. And he's like on his deathbed waiting to die.
Right. Except wanting to be taken to the white pearly gates.
Yes. He wants me to hold his hand as we walk him there.
As comfortable as humanly possible.
Wrap him in some blankets.
Right. And then go, why don't you come with me?
Right.
And you're like, I'm not ready to go to heaven yet.
No, you go on your own.
By the way, neither of you are getting in anyway. Yeah. Don't bother going to the pearly gates.
Yes.
They can turn you around.
I got bottle service and a table in hell already.
It's
at the reservation.
Reserved
for me. Yeah. I'm definitely going to hell.
Yeah. But that's okay.
Okay. I think it'll be fun.
Honestly, you'll have a good time.
Be like a murder on the dance floor. I'll be just like rocking out down there. No, he'll be fine, but I'm not a fan of him right now.
Well, I'm glad he'll be fine. I'm sorry you're not a fan of his right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm often not a fan of his.
No, I'm aware. We've talked about it.
A few times.
Yeah. But you do, we were, on the way here, you did have a brief conversation that I thought went pleasant enough, but then it real quickly turned south and you hung up on him.
I said, because I'm in a fight with him right now, because I don't like him right now, because he was really nasty last night.
We should go through episodes of Satisfying to see how many episodes.
With fights?
Yeah, are like, I'm in a fight with him right now.
Yeah.
I would guess more than half.
You think so?
I think so.
I mean, I would not put it past me. I was going to say us.
I mean, remember, it wasn't that long ago that I was like reading through your text. This is a different fight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you saw the text I sent today. It wasn't really nice. They're toxic, you said, my text messages.
They are toxic. And you told me that that's okay because, and I quote, I really like getting the last word.
Right. So I like getting the last word. It's to me, and hanging up is as good as getting the last word. So he said something, he thought he was being snarky and funny, and I just clicked. It's just like, and goodbye.
Right, but it's not like, I thought it was like a funny hang up. Like,
no.
No, it was like
screw you.
Right.
And,
but then you hung up on him and then you sent him a nasty text.
Oh, yeah. So you got a double last word. I hung up, that's the first last word. And what I sent was even better last word.
And did it make you feel bad?
No, couldn't have been more satisfied.
That's satisfying.
It was actually like when, I don't know, some people like to play with slime. Some people like this, getting the last word or hanging up on somebody is to me one of the most satisfying things in life.
It's a joy.
It is. Just thinking about it is like I'm getting a rush of adrenaline. It feels so good. Have you ever done it?
Get the last word?
Or click off.
Hang up.
Oh. Have you ever done it? You don't strike me as a hanger-upper.
No, I would. No, I'm not really a.
Do you care about getting the last word? I feel like you do.
I don't think we would have to ask Jess probably. Yeah. I don't think I care about getting the last word.
No, it feels so good.
I mean, I don't really argue like that though. I mean, I guess Jess and I fight, but it's like I'm more. I mean, I like coming to a resolution.
Well, like yesterday when we started the fight last night, it was like he's like yelling at me, and then I yelled back. And then he goes, "Oh, don't threaten me. Why are you always threatening me?" And I was like, because you're threatable. You do things that make me want to threaten you. If you didn't mess up so much, I wouldn't have to threaten you. And then he just became quiet. And I was like, yes.
You love that.
Oh,
you're thinking about it.
It's orgasmic. I love it.
Yeah.
I know it's something I should be proud of, but I just do.
You love it very much and it makes you feel good.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
No, I'm thinking as you're speaking, it's like I know exactly the feeling, like oh, don't threaten me. Well, I wouldn't have to. There's this rush of feeling that starts coming up, and right around here, you make a decision.
Yes.
To either go, ooh, I feel that, let me stop, or what if I open the dam?
Never stop.
Open the gates! And then here it comes.
It's so good.
Right.
It's so good.
Right. And sometimes you get permission. Like I feel like in that scenario you just laid out.
Yeah.
Matt opened the gates.
By saying don't threaten me?
Right. And it allowed you to be like, did you just open my gates too?
Yeah. Yes. Well, what I said before he said that was, watch it. He goes, what do you tell me to watch it? Threatening me. Stop threatening me. Why are you always threatening me? That's how it started.
Right.
He said something that caused me to say, watch it.
Right. Yeah, I mean.
But guess what?
What?
Watch it.
Yeah.
Because divorce.com still has all my information.
I forgot about divorce.com. I wonder if that's another Mark Cuban.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's just so good.
Yeah, I will. When that feeling gets to here, I go, stop.
Right.
I'm like, oop. Let me not
spraying gasoline.
Let me not act on that. And you go, gah!
Yeah, rip. Yeah, I'm like the Hulk.
Yeah, yeah. And you love the way it feels.
It feels so good.
But don't you think that there are like
me, man.
Okay? Don't you think?
I'm just getting mad thinking about it. Go ahead. Don't you think what?
Don't you think that there are ramifications that go beyond that?
Like what?
Hang on. Can you hear yourself?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. There it goes. Okay, I hit a button in my headphones.
Oh, all right.
So that was just for me, but everybody else could hear you.
I'm still here, babe.
I'm so glad.
Don't you worry.
I'm so glad. Don't you? Isn't it that? Do you think at any point your relationship, it's like, let me not act on this because in the short term it will feel so good, but it is doing damage.
I'm working on it in therapy.
Okay. Do you think your therapist would agree with me?
She always agrees with you.
Okay.
Everything you say, my therapist says. So I really should just save some money and just talk to you.
Maybe, but
I don't want to burden you.
No, and I appreciate that. It's never a burden.
Thanks.
Because I enjoy hearing about what's going on. I also have the great benefit of being outside of it.
Right.
So I can look down upon,
yes.
But, I mean,
You're like part of the clergy. You're part of the monarchy.
I am. And I get the same vote.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
I often don't. I'm trying to, but even when I'm like, okay, I need to try to stop. I need to try to like let it fizzle instead of continuing the fire. But when I say that, I'm always like, nah, maybe next time.
Right.
Nah, not now.
You don't get any satisfaction from being the bigger person.
Honestly, zero.
Right.
Because I have done it before.
And?
Even though you don't believe. That's nothing for me.
Right.
It's not nearly as exciting. Just being honest.
But like you don't get like proud of yourself. Like, you know what? I handle that pretty well.
No. Love me or leave me. This is who I am.
Right.
I think I'm a good person overall.
I mean, I think you're a wonderful person.
I'm not a bad person.
At all.
And if I fight a little dirty, well, so be it.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And by the way, the passion on the other side is what people find so appealing.
Okay.
So you can't turn the passion off on the negative side.
Do not deny me that. You can't deny me.
No. Because if you'll turn the passion on for them and be that entertaining, enigmatic force that you are.
Like Wendy Williams.
Right. Then you also have to have this other thing for yourself, which is pure venom. Like Wendy Williams.
Just like Wendy Williams.
I mean, exactly like Wendy Williams. Because Wendy Williams, it's like, oh, we'd all watch because she was so fun to watch and be around. And then when she needed to just get something for herself, she looks at her nail artist and goes, you're an idiot.
Are you stupid?
Right.
Oh, I hated that part.
But
I am who I am. And I'm not really, I want to say I'm not hurting anybody. I'm probably hurting him, or the person that I'm hanging up on.
Yes. But also, if he can accept you for who you are.
Well, he clearly has.
Right. That it's like, maybe probably, like if I came in there and started talking to him like that, he'd be like,
oh, hell no.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Like,
don't threaten me.
Right.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's like, these are the extremes that you go to.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
It is what it is.
This is the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean.
Do you want to change? Honestly.
I want it to be like, I want to do that some of the time, not all the time. So that's like my goal, which I think is a more realistic. Like maybe half of the fights don't need to, I can keep them at bay and let it like.
Do you have fights that you'll be like, well, that didn't need to happen?
Yeah. Almost all of them. Almost all of them.
Except you get well, that's the thing, right? Is that there are fights that don't need to happen, but you know why they're happening?
Why?
Because you have to get the last word.
Oh, yeah. It just keeps it going.
Right.
Also,
I have had those fights where I'm looking at my wife going, why are you still continuing
this? Why are we doing this?
Why? Like,
why? Yes.
We're looping up in circles and we're just like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I don't know. I just can't.
It feels good.
It just feels good.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it. Look at the smile in my face.
I know you're thinking about fighting right now.
I'm definitely going home to continue the fight.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
I don't know. Just don't mess with me and things will be good. And then also when he says something, if he does something that pisses me off, right? Like let's say like last night, what happens is, and this is something I can't help either, everything I've ever been angry with him about comes bubbling to the surface.
Sure.
And then I unleash as if he'd just done it.
Because you love getting the last word.
Right.
And you hate letting things go. You don't let anything go.
I mean, I let some things go.
When I say let things go, I mean actually let it go, not bury it deep.
Yeah, it's buried. Where I can find it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't forget where I put it.
Letting things go means like if you let something go, it's like you have a balloon and you just let it go and it's in the sky. And your version of letting things go is you just put it in a drawer.
Yeah. No, deeper than a drawer. Like the attic.
But you have access to the attic.
I have the key, baby. I have the key.
Yeah, it's the Indian in the cupboard. I got the key. I bet you didn't think I had this. I thought you let that go. No. I put it in the cupboard. And when I open the cupboard, it's magically much bigger. Yeah.
Because it's everything.
It's everything.
It just comes and I'm just like, ugh.
And you love that.
Like, I mean, I
do you only love fighting with him or you love fighting with people in general?
No, it's mainly him. Like, I'm not normally confrontational unless you mess with me.
But if let's say you and I got into a fight on this show.
Yeah.
And you started yelling at each other. Would there be a part of you that was like, oh, I love this? Or you wouldn't like that?
I don't want to fight with you.
I don't want to fight with you either.
I love you too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't really enjoy it. Like when I've had fights with friends before, I want to die, but I will go after them because they came for me. And then
I like that.
Right?
I like that.
I hate it. Like, I'm just like, this sucks. Like, you're my friend.
But because your friends can leave, but your husband can't. So yeah, we're both sleeping in that bed tonight.
Yeah.
So we can go knock down, drag out.
You know when people are like, what's the key to marriage? Like, never go to sleep angry. My ass.
You go to sleep angry?
All the time.
You just said that this fight you're in now started last night.
It did. And it's going to continue a little bit.
Right.
Until he says he's sorry.
But so like you got a fight last night, you went to bed, you woke up, continues.
Still angry. And then after he says he's sorry and we make it go bye-bye, I'll just put it in the attic and I'll bring it out to play another day.
Now, have you ever had a scenario where you wake up the next morning, okay, I'm feeling a little better, not so mad, but then you sit and think about it a little bit and then you get mad again?
Yes.
Even though it hasn't.
Yeah, like he'll wake up and thinks, all right, it's over.
Okay.
And so he just starts talking to me and I'm just like one-word answers and like not really paying attention to me. He's like, are you going to be angry with me all day? And I'm like, well, you were a douchebag. So yes, I will.
You know what those are called?
What?
Aftershocks.
Aftershock.
There's an earthquake.
Right.
And then you're like, okay, the earthquake's done. Incorrect.
No.
Aftershock. And sometimes the aftershocks are even more damaging than the earthquake.
Yeah. It's never done.
Wow. And it never is. And it never will be.
And I can leave whenever I want, but Matt, you cannot.
Because of the knee?
No, he's just stuck with me.
I got you.
He'll never leave me.
No.
I will definitely leave him. No, I'm just I don't want to leave him. I love him, but I'm just,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But also right now, he's kind of hobbled.
Yeah, I won't leave him. I mean, his mom's there. She could really take care of him.
Is his mom having an easier time with him?
No, she's like, he's an insane maniac person. She's like, what is the matter with him?
Right.
Can't do anything right. He can't say anything. He's just he's literally turned into like a grumpy old man. He's a curmudgeon.
You should tell her you raised him.
Yeah, this is your fault, bitch. I love her so much.
I know you do.
No, she would say the same exact thing. It is definitely her fault.
I mean, where else would you put the blame?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't raise him.
No, you did not. You put up with him.
Put up with him after you messed him up.
Right.
That's really, you know what? I didn't ever think about that.
That's right.
I'm going to fight with her now, too.
You should.
Okay.
And you're not even his first wife.
No, you're really poking the bear right now. Really needling me.
Well, we got to wrap this thing up, but just bring it home.
Okay, perfect.
Bring that energy.
Yeah.
Just bring it home.
You're gonna drop me off now, and you're just gonna like light the fire and be like, so long.
Bye.
Bye.
Anyway, bye. Well, I hope today has been as satisfying as getting in the last word.
Yeah, it does feel like that. I feel equal.
Good. Good. Balanced. Balanced. Yeah. That's what it's all about, baby.
I'm gonna hang up on you right now.
We'll see you next week. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave comments and hit like and everything. And yeah, man, we'll see you next week here on Satisfying.
Hopefully I'm still not in a fight with Matt.
I bet you will be. It'll probably be a different one.